Chicken Fighters removing some of the heroes from the last game. They will take out the Abaddon, mainly because of the Viper already being in the pool. Also, the removing the Lion Stun. Handy to have it out there. We got the TB. So this is most likely looking like we are not going for Drow. We're going to try and keep our tempo lineup alive against your Hoodwink and your Puck. So with the previous game's aggression, I don't think Chicken Fighters want to let go of that because they kind of already put the fear in No Bounty Hunter. They're going to play more relaxed, more laid back. And I feel No Bounty Hunter is maybe going to stretch their limits a little bit, knowing that this is an elimination game for them now. And plus, they want to do a much better performance than in game number 1. So if it should definitely lead into a direction where they will try to do more plays. They either work or they don't, but they will definitely be doing a lot more of that than compared to the previous game. It's just down to what hero picks do they fill in the Hoodwink and the Puck with. You can still put the Puck in mid. We could, the DK, which we mentioned, it's still a good pick. It's not bad at all. Even if the Viper has break, it's still fine. Very tanky against the Lion too. But they're really running out of time here. They're not going to have any reserve time left for the last of their picks. So no Abaddon, but they'll get Oracle. So that's another hard dispel for another hard dispel hero. And Chicken Fighters aren't really wasting any time. So okay, they were just planning. We know what our picks are going to be. They have nothing to destroy the egg, but Timber is definitely a meta pick. I think I should let you talk through this. Like there's a lot of stuff here though. I'm a bit.
I'm just letting you go, man.
I'm kind of, I'm just living the moment here, looking at these picks. There's nothing to destroy the egg. They're countering the Viper. They have people to keep alive from the burst damage from Lion. Oracle's not exactly your super aggressive hero. Timber is. So Timber, Puck, and Hoodwink are definitely going to be more active and more enabled. But they don't have any right click. Absolutely no right click.
They don't. And that scaling damage is going to have to come from their last pick over here. So we're going to have to think about, for example, a Luna to round this out, an Ursa to round this out. We're looking at the Spectre here. I'd be pretty cool with an Ursa jumping in for the Phoenix egg, going mano a mano with the Spectre. They have good tools to keep people in place for the Ursa as well, with the coil, with the root, some Hoodwink disables. Wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, Ursa could work. The Spectre's just a fantastic pick to destroy the backline. Oracle, if he's not keeping up with the rest of the team, that's easy meat for Haunt.
Absolutely, but Spec has to play careful this game because there's already a break on the Hoodwink. Like you don't pick this in full confidence. You can die. You will die, in fact.
I'm wondering what kind of ban section they're taking into account. They've removed the TB, the Juggernaut.
10 seconds to
they
pick.
might want to take out another range right clicker. I'm thinking an Axel between. Well, Luna's not necessarily the best pick here anymore, but at least that will give you some kind of pressure towards the egg. You also have a Manta/BKB carrier, so you're able to destroy the egg. But they're looking at straight up single target here with like the Wraith King ban. I actually really like this Wraith King ban, to be honest.
Yeah. They don't want NBH to get the long fights, and I do think the Chicken Fighters are going to, even if they get a really good right clicker over on their last pick here, you can see the Lina is already banned. They get a really good right clicking mid. They're still going to run out of damage at some point, just because the Spectre doesn't provide that much until much later in the game. You've got an offlane Viper most likely.
How far do they sustain these fights, though? Are they just gonna find themselves some chicken fighters need a tempo hero? I'm thinking.
They do.
I'm kind of thinking Storm Spirit for some reason. Storm to match up against the Puck in the mid lane matchup.
Storm Spectre would be okay. Well, there's definitely tempo.
Yeah, like, tempo plus
it's
kind of a right clicker too.
Lycan, choose your hero.
Lycan. Well, yeah. Spectre does absolutely nothing against Lycan. Zero. She can't stop the wolf from running. This is what the Mars ban was for. I was like wondering, why do you ban the Mars here? But they didn't want to run into an accidental arena. That's one of the biggest Lycan counters. So Yeah, this wolf is going to run at your support, going to run at your towers. You have almost no lockdown for him. It's going to be very hard to output the damage into him. And in general here, he's going to have such good ways of deciding if he goes into the fight or not. With the timber saw at the front line for him, with the puck going in and out. I do very much enjoy this Lycan pick. This is, if we're going back to, okay, the carry matchup is what matters here, then no Bounty Hunter definitely just got the better of Chicken Fighters.
It's
You're
definitely
gonna
a
have to
much
zoom in.
more it's definitely a much more stable draft this time for no bounty hunter. I'm interested to see how future plays out on Hoodwink. We got to watch one game him playing Earth Spirit. Felt like he was a tiny bit either over aggressive or a bit behind when his teammates wanted to go in. So it's kind of like, you know, Earth Spirit is really hard to find the middle ground if you're not like on key, on point with your team comms and the way that you want to execute. You need to have confidence in your team to play a hero like Earth Spirit to make it work. So now that he's got Hoodwink, he has much more time to think. He's got much more time to communicate with his team to build things up. And they have Blink in this case being the frontliner instead with the Timbersaw who played Viper in the last game. So good things in store for No Bounty Hunter. But in general, they did get the Void Spirit last pick, which didn't really do much. And Chicken Fighters, well, they got Spectre, they've got Doom. If this game goes late game, it's bye-bye for No Bounty Hunter out of this tournament.
Yeah, it is possible for no Bounty Hunter here to run out of damage as well, but I think they have the draft advantage here. The problem here is that what I saw in the previous game from Chicken Fighters, the way that they take the initiative, they look much more experienced. They look like they're utilizing the map much better, noticing when enemies have TP'd, and taking full advantage of that. And no, Bounty Hunter did not look remotely on that level. So even though I definitely think they have the draft advantage here, I do not favor them to win the match here.
Love how Flash is trying to bait the ward spot and maybe check if there's a ward already placed in mid. There's nothing there. Just places the banner down. Challenge has been, you know, how do you put it?
Shoot.
My English is a bit rusty here again, but I remember like you're challenging your opponent already. You're placing the banner there. Like, we'll meet you here
Throwing
tomorrow
down the
at 12
gauntlet.
a.m. with the clock hits 12. We'll take the battle. Wild Wild West.
Guns at noon.
Yep. Right. Contest is happening. Here we'll fight at the river. Era. He is not coming for it though. Pexu's going to get rooted up. Low skill will take these bounty runes. 3 for 1 for no bounty hunter. Was expecting the aggression to show up as given. Pexu, sentry down. Unfortunately, no ward on this side of the river.
It's a 50-50.
But he pings
Sometimes
it
you
out.
get
It's
it.
on the other side. He knows it's there. Yeah, it's exactly. It's a 50-50. Viper versus Puck this time, though. Whole different mid matchup. Can expect the Puck to be definitely the one who rotates early on for an early kill on either of these side lanes. For Viper, I would just farm. I would just farm on this Viper as much as I can. Get those TP boots. I think this is the really big pickup here, is get those boots of travel and be able to move around. We have some missing hotkeys. Somebody's got legacy hotkeys or something on.
Maybe his keyboard just broke in half. You don't know.
Hmm.
It's always possible. Anyway, yeah. Boots of travel for this Viper. And in general, this Chicken Fighters draft is going to leave up until about 15 minutes before they really start to get going. Open for no Bounty Hunter. All 3 of their cores need items in order to do anything. Doom would really love any kind of small utility item before moving onward into the BKB. Sometimes they go straight BKB Blink. And then of course the Viper, Boots of Travel into Atos, most likely for this game. And that's when they start ramping up. That's when they start playing up into your face and making space for that Spectre. So that's what no Bounty Hunters got. And especially the Timber is going to get a lot of space out of that.
I'm also kind of looking at this offlane Doom for Jibe.
Was that smart?
Gonna get a lot more farm on this this hero. This lane matchup is actually pretty decent for him too. He's gonna get a lot of hits from this Oracle, but that's Oracle's job, and I think Era, the most important part here is how do you get the trades to be as even as possible, so if one hero takes damage, the other one is dealing damage to the one, you know how trading works. Probably easier to say just, put one word instead of me jabbering for 3 entire sentences, trying to get myself heard.
That's fine. Yeah, no, this Doom does much better now that he has more armor in his lane, so he doesn't get nibbled down by the wolves as much.
Yeah, that was Doom's big
But
weakness, the 0 armor level 1 Doom.
Yes.
6 Ring of Protections was a viable build back then.
Well, viable. Viable in a grain of salt.
However, Future might just be first blood, or is he? He's gonna take some more fire spirit damage, pops the fairy fire. He's gonna live through the damage there. He also, Peksu got a high ground miss. Bit unfortunate there. Both popping salves. Can he break the salve though? Acorn shot? Nope. Oh, he's already full HP.
Yeah, it's a waste of mana at that point. Anyway, this lane up top here is really just about Peksu trying to stave off the storm for as long as possible. This Timbersaw, they can't push out the wave, so he is going to eventually start diving the Spectre. And all they can do is push us deep.
Well, Oracle doesn't have enough armor to withstand the right-click damage here. Chicken Fighter score first blood again. Both games
Lane's
now.
off to a good start.
Yeah, I think that's the best case scenario that they can actually pull out of this lane is actually get a kill on top of all the farm that they're picking up so far. And Taki been in trouble here. Supreme has a big wave under the tower. Oracle steeping in.
So very deep.
This could be the downfall here for the Viper. Yeah, Future here as well. This is actually pretty good because he's going to walk out alive. They just forced a 3-man rotation to mid. But I guess they
Very
can...
surprised.
Yeah, I mean, they can leave the Timbersaw alone in top, so at least the Hood has more roaming capability now.
Definitely. No, like, I'm just surprised that Future didn't actually manage to make it. I think the pathing also messed with him a little bit there. But Supreme should honestly, he should not be alive right now. I'm a little bit offended.
Era. Just take the full combo. He's also got 10 stick charges. He's good. Taking a couple hits here and there. Only 1 kill so far. We're closing up on the 5-minute marker here. CS is being pretty evenly divided, except for the Puck, maybe struggling a little bit here. He also missed... Yeah, also missed quite a lot of last hits there when they had the Viper diving under the tower. He basically missed 2 range creeps and an entire wave of melee. So it's like a full creep wave and a couple on top. Probably the big difference maker here, why Supreme is ahead so much. But Viper, you can farm the easy camp with just 1 point in Nether Toxin. This is the build you usually go for, 3-1-1-1. And while they're killing Doom, they're also forcing the Puck away. 250 HP. Alright, he will live, but Doom actually dies under his own tower.
Yep. Nice little last hit from the Purifying Flames. Flash takes that one. And that is the drawback of the Doom nowadays, that you don't have the regen on the Scorched Earth anymore. So once you do get low, it does not naturally come back anymore. Unfortunately, even at Ring of Health, not enough for Jibbe there. But yeah, the Ring of Health is a very clear indication that he wants to stay in this lane. He wants to trade versus low skill, who also wants to stay. Because of course, this Lycan, the Feral Impulse, ideally, eventually you push through your own lane and grab the tower. Jibbe says no.
I love the tranquility in this
very much.
lane. They're just casually hitting a catapult. The catapult destroys the catapult, so all that right-clicking from Charlie and Peksu down the drain. Meanwhile, Blink has just been hitting the creep wave 2 meters next to him. They're just kind of saying hello. We're building up into some kind of movie montage with the 2 main characters of a huge epic battle where they're just, they're killing every other soldier, but they're not killing each other's. Not yet. Not yet. They're, the build-up, the montage, the build-up is it's starting. It's beginning.
Yeah, and I think Charlie's montage is going to take him into the jungle now. This Timbersaw was always going to push through this lane. I think at this point it's completely
It's gonna be a dead lion. They only had 2 wolves. Bit of a combo from Oracle. Future frozen his spells. That's more than enough to kill a lion. I think lion's gonna die a lot in this game. He's not gonna enjoy his time.
He is not gonna enjoy this time. Squish his target. No egg to save himself with. The hopes are that you can be the person behind the person who gets jumped, and that's where you utilize your reactive toolkit. But of course, if there's multiple jumps, say from both a Timber Saw and a puck going in, then that's going to be hard. Doom only level 5. Gets brought down.
Yep, missed that one, but this time, yep, like an ulti. And of course, the Oracle combo is more than enough. They've already done it once, they're gonna do it again. Guys in the same spot, technically. Meanwhile, in mid, there's a coil been used. Era, 70 HP. Supreme is also very low on HP. They should be able to get this one. It goes for Taki. And Flash, if he just gets vision. Yeah, he's on the edge of it, hoping the lion's gonna be. Oh, he sees him. He sees him. And snap.
That's ward. Yeah, I was about to say, just deny that, man.
Denying the ward for the kill. Yeah, it's totally worth it. This is support luxury at its best. You pop an obs ward, which is free. Get a kill with it, deny it, to prevent the enemy from picking up any extras from that. Very nice. I don't know why lion's
it
there.
only really pays off if you get a sentry up there now from the enemy. That would be that would be the real bonus points.
They're Era's
I think Era is gonna want it.
They're pinging it. There's gonna be an ill awakening of no ward on that. Maybe they just realize if they, I mean, probably Era can't just directly walk there. He's gonna pick up his level 5 from this creep wave.
Middle tower taking damage.
From the range creep at the end. Yep, there we go. Movement happening towards top though. There's nobody in bot. Only the Doom. Peksu spotted in the trees. He's revealed. And low skill. He almost 2-shots this Phoenix. Here comes the Timber. And he gets it.
Very dead. I'm actually surprised to see the Lycan in this top lane. I don't think he necessarily needs to be here. You could see that Chicken Fighters had already abandoned this tower. They know they can't do anything about the Timber Saw right now without bringing too many people. So the only reason I can really see is that they want to free up this Timber faster so they can put him on the bottom lane instead.
Yeah, and it's the threat of the Doom.
Lycan play top. Yeah, there we go.
I think the threat of the Doom is also real, that if the Lycan stays, they make a rotation bot with Doom and Viper. That's enough to kill this Lycan, so he can take over. He can take over like this area of the map and just sit there. Timber has now the, like you said, Timber rotates to the other lane to start pushing the other towers down. They can start looking at these tier 1s, start playing 4v5, but then most importantly, fight when the Lycan ulti is up, like he has it right now. He's farming aggressively, so he's ready to go in. Downside, Chicken Fighters are heading towards bottom. And Blink is diving under the tower. There's the Doom, and they're going to go fight this. Timber might have taken a bit too much that he can chew. Era only level 5 though, but damn, this Timber is pretty tanky. Even if he's Doom, he's got 24 stacks of reactive armor. He's gonna live through all this. I'm pretty sure he's gonna live and just turn around. They take down Supreme meanwhile, as they've been diving in mid. It's a double kill for low skill. And Timber's just, I don't give a damn. I just pulled a 3-man rotation. And that's exactly what happened. Like, talked about the Lycan aggressively farming so that they can make a move. And that was the move. But I wasn't expecting it to happen like that, but it did.
I think Blink even surprising himself with how tanky he was there, but yeah, the fact that he dives and gets that many reactions already is enough. If he dies for that, he's happy, but without dying, Chicken Fighters are in for a world of hurt right now. They don't have the damage. They are waiting on that Doom BKB, but he's only about halfway there. And of course, Supreme only now starting to build into the Dragonlance after grabbing up the boots to travel. So he can be in fights, but he won't be dealing damage in these fights. They need Era 6. They need it so badly.
How does it feel like the tables have turned a little bit? Because they had the TV, they had to play against the TV in the last game. Now they're playing with the Spectre, and they're on the receiving end.
And they're getting out-rotated on the teleports here, just like Chicken Fighters did to No Bounty Hunter in the previous game.
Like him with an Echo Saber, building into an armlet, very casual build. Meanwhile, movement happening in bottom.
Dire's middle
3
tower
versus
is
2
being
scenario about to
attacked.
build up here. Timber prepared.
No Timbers here.
Yep, he's prepared to meet them. Meet and greet. Meanwhile, Oracle
Now the
trying
real
to catch
problem-
Doom.
Oh yeah.
This is
That's
one thing
even
that
a
works.
catch.
Like, that I didn't actually think about the Oracle as a DK replacement, but with the route into Sharpshooter, that works.
Big damage threat. And the real problem here is that normally if you do this and you bait a teleport of like the big hero that you can't fight into his bottom lane, after that you can go mid, for example. But because the lanes need time to be pushed out,
Dire's bottom
it means the
tower
Timber is
being
already on your
attacked.
tower as well, demanding more attention. So it's very hard for chicken fighters to rotate their way out of it now that they've lost their mid tower.
I can totally read in my mind Timber just yelling, "Buy me more jewelry! I demand attention."
Dire's
Yes,
bottom tower is
shinies.
He's definitely finding some shinies here, but Jibba doesn't know what to do with him.
He can't do anything with them.
Yeah, he can't really. Era, good night. He is actually gonna live for this. So Timber didn't go for the full commit. Okay, Sharpshooter. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. You do you.
Dire have fortified
Blink just
their
goes
towers.
for it. Plus the Sharpshooter on top, hitting on the Doom. They will get the tower. They're TPing top to defend. Yep. Mobility. What they needed in game 1, they have it here now. They're moving around the map, very active. Such a different team now.
I mean, they feel very empowered because they have, and I like to call this leverage. They have this Timber Saw to break open the game with. You can put this Timber Saw anywhere and he will force reactions just on his own.
Yeah, yeah.
And it makes it very easy to move the game around him.
Isn't that something I also said?
You're gonna find Charlie under vision here.
Yeah, during the draft, that they're definitely feeling more confident with this play now. Doom, sorry, Spectre comes out with the haunt. He might actually get out of this with the use of haunt, the full 4-man rotation even on top of him. Not enough to kill him. Gets coiled, but he just haunts away. It seems stupid that you can haunt out of the coil.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
But
I mean, you're not moving
top
out of it.
tower
You're
is
just
being
not there
attacked.
anymore.
Radiant's courier has been murdered.
1 second
see
you're
what's the
there, the
problem
other
here.
poof.
Bottom tower is being
Yep.
attacked.
Magic. A wizard did it.
Do they want to go again? 40 seconds for coil. Can't drop him low with the Witchblade at least. Deal a bit of damage here and there. Meanwhile, chicken fighters,
Dire's
they
top
smoke
tower
towards
is
bottom,
being attacked.
but they are coming all the way back
Radiant's
now.
bottom tower has fallen.
Charlie might just take the bait. TPs are coming in. They
Dire's
find the
top
Doom. They
tower
find
is
exactly
under
where he
siege.
is. He's already at half HP by just teleporting in. Might just lose his life if they're not careful here. Meanwhile, they find the jump at the back of the Spectre, drop to a half HP. The egg is dropped as well on the low ground. They can't get to it, but the egg is also so far away, it's not even going to hit anybody. Meanwhile, Blink, he's 1v4ing this, but he might lose his life. He's going to get doomed up as well, and the finger comes in from air. It's going to be a low
Finally.
skill coming into the fight as well. He does not have his ultimate available. Still 40 seconds. Keeping chicken fighters away. And Taki on the high ground. He's got coil available. He will throw it down onto 2. They've got the Doom. They're going to try and turn their attention towards the Doom, and they will take him. Meanwhile, Oracle very aggressively in front of the line and won't be able to get his ulti off at all. Chicken fighters find a bit of a response here. These are like their first kills in this game. They will lose the Doom, but they hold their ground.
They hold their ground, they hold their tower. They also finally bring down that Timber Saw. That was decent positional play from No Bounty Hunter, forcing chicken fighters to actually go on their Timber Saw before committing themselves. But you gotta be committing while the Timber Saw is dying and not after. So I think the egg actually made that fight more difficult for No Bounty Hunter than it seemed because they couldn't approach from the left side anymore at all.
Yeah, but positioning-wise, sure. They were forcing the fight into one singular choke point. I've seen this story before. Gets out at least. Okay, Future pops his ulti a tiny bit too late.
Hey, I'm easily
Bit
distracted.
No
optimistic
one up
there.
on that so long. Yeah. But slowly but surely, Chicken Fighters is climbing the hurdle right now. The gold difference has all but disappeared, and the BKB for the Doom is gonna come in now. The Dragonlance is online for Supreme. He's working on a BKB as well. They're getting tanky, and they're starting to deal damage.
Top tower is under siege.
Slowly the map is also starting to disappear. Lycan is becoming very, very bulky. It's got 2600 HP, BKB almost up. Kind of facing the part where we're looking at a 20-25 minute Lycan who's got like almost 4k HP. You just don't kill the Lycan. You kill everything else though.
Yes,
So-
you kill everything else, you don't kill the Lycan.
Yeah.
Completely agreed with that.
Yeah. They can take Roche with
Radiant's
ease.
bottom tower
It
is
should
being
be uncontested by Chicken Fighters. They can't really do much about it. Doom has a BKB though, so some positiveness coming out of the Chicken Fighters side. Spectre still needs a lot for Manta.
Radiant's bottom tower
BKB
under
coming up with the
fire.
Viper, but still also quite far away. They just need to withstand the storm a little bit longer.
Just a little bit longer. The worst is past, but of course this Lycan, as you said, is not going to stop. What they really want right now is this Blink Dagger over on Era. That is the toolkit to deal with the Lycan as much as possible. They need his disables.
Yeah.
You can see that they're giving him the lane farm here and actually shielding him from the side. This Blink is more important than anything Supreme might get on this tower right now.
I would maybe look at it in a different perspective, in a sense of the worst hasn't really actually passed. I think this was like you got hit by the big waves and now the Tempest is approaching. I feel like, you know, the puck is hitting his timers. The Timbersaw is most active right now. The Hoodwink is a real issue as well, because the Hoodwink really
Radiant's
sets
bottom
up a lot.
tower is being attacked.
Just really down to Flash staying alive, getting his ulti off if the Timber really needs help, because this is the Doom counter take technically. Great chance for an error kill. They can't quite find the Viper yet. We don't actually see Supreme moving around either, except... Okay, the Courier doesn't even provide enough vision. So
They
will
got the
have-
Blink. Chicken Fighters are happy. They'll be able to make plays.
Yep, Lion Blink, big one. Blink Hex is going to be huge. That's another tool for the backline too. Now they have two ways of getting to the Oracle: the Lion and the
Dire's
Spectre
middle
Heart.
tower is being attacked.
You have a Lotus up on
Lycan's getting
this
close to his
Timber too.
BKB though.
Yeah,
Once
he
he's got
is.
that, it is all but impossible to fight him. They're going to need to drop the Doom on him, but they really don't want to. They'd much rather save that for Blink.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Sieging up on this bot tier 2 tower. That's going to be the second last outer tower outside of Chicken Fighter's base.
Fire.
Chicken Fighters trying to keep the wave. They're cutting waves in bottom. Spectre, he just TP'd out. But no down here. They're just going to go high ground here. They still have the Aegis for themselves.
The Wolf
Shiba.
is at your door. Haste on Antaki as well.
Siege.
Pretty decent wave clear with the help of Phoenix and Doom. Both the Scorched Earth and the Fiery Spirits. That works nicely.
Radiant's top tower
Forcing
is
no Bounty
being
Hunter
attacked.
out for now. Plus their bottom wave just got killed by Spectre, so they're moving out.
Besides, they still have a mid tower to kill. Like,
That
they're
too.
going to take it easy with this, the remains of this Aegis here. Make sure to constrict the side of Chicken Fighters as much as possible.
Nice neutral
Clear
item
out as
pickup
many
for
times as
Spectre.
possible.
Ring of Aguila. Nice to have.
I miss buying that, man.
Yeah. Do you remember the days when Baboka would go triple Aguila and Ricky?
Those were some good times.
Those were some good
Not
times
for
indeed.
everybody, but certainly for Baboka.
Those were the days. Sibe walks in the front, making himself known. The popular star as he is, loves the attention. Doesn't get any though from No Bounty Hunter. They're just pushing in waves, shoving, doing a little bit of siege damage here and there. And Taki though, DD with the Aegis. Might as well force the fight by himself. He finds the Viper, pops the DD. Right click damage is more than enough here. Can easily, just the ulti easily. He's just gonna take this 1v1 here, but the Viper's winning it. But they will take the Viper down. Puck holds his
It's never an
ground.
honorable duel. It's not a 1v1.
Yeah. Without the Timber, Viper would have died, but it would have gotten the Aegis out. This case, they just lose the Viper and don't even kill the Viper. The Puck's back to full HP with another 1 minute, 10 seconds left on the Aegis.
See if they want to utilize that for anything else than the mid tower. They would have to press the pedal to the metal pretty hard if they want to go high ground too.
Dire's middle tower is being
Let's see.
attacked.
Future
How
is
far
ready
forward they
to
can put
initiate.
Blink. Yep.
tower is
Blink
now
sees anything, that Hoodwink just follows right on up.
Yeah, there's like they need one vision provider so they can get either the Oracle route or the Bushwhack out, and then they just combo one after each other or one after another, follow it up with a sharpshooter, and that's already enough to kill a Lion. Lion's only got 860 HP. Era level 8. Poor man. This is a very, very hard Lion game. He's only died 4 times though, so commendable. I would have said 6 or 7 in this game. Like, this is, you get caught once in any place, you're dead. Like, the times that he's died is 1 in lane and once in the enemy jungle over here when he was basically running into a 4-man smoke, which he obviously will take for his team.
It's just such a poverty game. You can't afford to take any of your core's experience. You can't afford to die in a place where, you know, you would be getting solo experience. So, yep, a level 9 for you now, because your Phoenix is, of course, eating all the books.
At
There
least,
are some timies coming up here once again. So,
yeah.
here's the BKB over on the Viper. And the Doom is finishing up a Blink Dagger as well right now. So, once again, Chicken Fighters take another step on the stairs towards, well, getting out of this hole that the draft put them into.
The hole, definitely, yeah. And at the same time, no bounty hunter. They're getting frustrated a little bit because they need to find someone outside the base. They're desperate for a pickoff to push onto high ground. Soon they're just going to have to force the issue of, we just have to go, guys. Like, let's start knocking on the door and see what happens. But they would love to get a pickoff first. However, Chicken Fighters are finishing off some pretty big items. Sanj and Yasha on the timber saw. Oh, hello. Kaya and Sanj, sorry. I almost got triggered for a second. Like, what is this? But Kaya and Sanj, yes.
Oh
yes.
no.
Whew. Had me there for
Breathe.
a second. Whew.
Breathe, T-Panda.
Oh my god. Shibe though, this is the bait no bounty hunter we're waiting for. They finally got the fight breaking loose. He will just remove the coil. BKB runs out, forces the ulti on the BKB from Lycan. Can he get some help from his mates? He's gonna need it right now. Sunray from Peksu. They have gotten much more out of no bounty hunter, though. They will suck up the sharpshooter onto the Viper. This is a win for Chicken Fighters. This is more time bought. This is more time bought. They got the BKB off the Lycan. They got the shapeshift for another 70 seconds. And they smoke. Beautiful. I love this. This is just great gameplay.
got
They even
all
have
their
the
tools.
Doom. They have everything they have. They have everything they need. Just not the BKB on the Doom, but they don't need it because they're just going to go and on the future. They're going to Haunt coming out as well. They're going to force them on the run. The Lotus Orb will bounce back onto 2. They're at least looking for 1 kill.
Specs on the Oracle, though. She can't stay. Charlie has to back off.
He's got those illusions on him. They won't even get the kill on future. Nice disengage from no bounty hunter. Really good disengage. They don't lose a single hero on this.
Yeah. The Lotus Orb reaction from Blink there was absolutely excellent. That saves the entire fight.
Yeah, that would have been a whole lot different. They would have caught the Hoodwink and maybe just full-on commit onto the Oracle to get another kill. Those are the 2 big pieces of the no bounty hunter team fight. The Oracle save and the Hoodwink disrupting the fight all the time. So if they kill those 2, it's just a no-brainer for Chicken Fighters to go full ham.
Yep. They'll have their hands free to finally deal with the Lycan after that. Before that,
Bounty.
not so much. And the Lycan, by the way, is already going into a nullifier right now, anticipating the purchase of Aeon discs over on the enemy supports. Jokes on him, though. They're too poor.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower
It's a
is being
preemptive buy.
attacked.
Preparing for it for sure. This is like Ion Disc is a must-have for Lion. He needs an Aether Lens first, though.
It's also amazing damage. It's also very good for sticking on targets in general. Good
Yeah.
for, say,
Helps with the
somebody who
wolves.
might want to purchase a halberd.
Yeah, helps with the wolves for sure.
Sorry.
To have it.
Heavens.
For heaven's sake.
No.
Spectre going for a Scotty next. Manta Echo Saber. Nothing else yet. He's okay. Like this play. Doesn't actually go for the lane. Just instead throws his illusions and TP it out. Probably someone in their team was saying it's a bait.
It's a bait.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure either Era or Peksu's saying like, yeah, just get out of there. You don't want to be there. He's been there a couple times. Like this is the area Spectre goes to, and then he TP's out. So eventually, no bounty hunter should be catching on to the idea that Spectre's gonna be here. So let's make a jump and make a play on him.
It forces you quite a ways back, though, to go to this sort of like these elbows. of the map. They're so far out of the center of the action. So even if somebody gets caught there, and this is why you'll see
Elbows.
+4s play over there a lot. Yeah, like it's sort
like
of these
that.
2 arms around the side of the map. You see?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
It's
just
right
saying
on the
the
corners.
term elbows sounds
Dyer's bottom tower under
pretty
fire.
interesting.
People have mostly made fun of me for that.
Oh.
So you're the first one who
Okay.
likes it.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm just figuring it's fun. But hey, no bounty hunter. Looking for an aggression. Once again, chicken fighters, they just got wards down. They're going to lose these wards instantly. Flash is keeping his distance. He's got wards coming on the courier, I believe. There we go. At least
Shiba
one
wants to hold
sentry.
it.
Yeah, I mean, vision advantage could be their tool. Timber goes in front. Yeah. They gave it to Timber for Timber to be ward and not Flash walking in like, hey, let me do it. That also means I think Blink also gets the money out of it though.
Doom
But they're
on the
just gonna go
Lycan.
straight up onto the Doom being used on the Lycan. The egg is dropped down as well. They're gonna take down the Oracle. Oracle no ult to use this fight. He's gonna have to buy back. They're gonna try and get back to the Lycan, but they can't get to him in time. They're gonna lose the Lycan as well. 2 heroes down. Era with the stun connecting onto Timbersaw. They're gonna take down Blink as well, and that's free gone. Meanwhile, the coil coming into the back. They will take down Era, trying to get a bit of damage onto Pexa, but Charlie instantly turns his attention towards Flash, and Oracle dying back is not what no bounty hunter want to give away at this point. But they might have to. Here comes the bushwhack. They've got the slow from the acorn shot, at least keeping Flash a little bit more distanced away from chicken fighters, but they will catch him in the end. He's going to have to ulti himself there, even using another buyback, and they're going to reinitiate as well. And Taki jumping on the backline, trying to look for the Phoenix Pex, so dropping very low when he's will take him down. We'll lose Flash as well, while Blink in the middle. He's being hit by a Viper Strike. He's got a lot of dots on him, and he's down as well. Future trying to save him, but the cores of chicken fighters are still remaining in this fight. Doom jumping for another aggressive Blink onto the Hoodwink, and Future dropping low, but in Taki finds himself regen rune, at least for a second, trying to take a man fight against the Spectre.
Doesn't
Spectre with 300 HP. Can he take him down? He can't really kill John. He's 100 HP. Gonna TP away if Entaki can't find him in time. He finds him, but he can't get there on time. And they're out. They're just gonna go straight for Roshan. It's a good play from No Bounty Hunter here to go straight for Aegis and get the cheese and shard, at least. Because that fight, they lost their entire net worth lead.
They lost everything, including their confidence. Like, one of the reasons that they buy back there is because they feel the game slipping out of their hands, and they were trying to hold on to it almost too desperately. The chicken fighters are looking to contest. They're going to be too late though.
I'm not sure if they're too late for it. They might just burn the Aegis right away. And Taki, another beautiful coil onto 2. The Viper Strike will be dodged once again. They're coiled with 3. The Sharpshooter flying into the fight as well. Low skill. He has his Aegis. He has his speed KB, but he suddenly runs out of firepower. And his allies are also running away. The Aegis will pop. They might look for another engagement here. Future trying to look for the bushwhack. It misses completely. It doesn't hit anything. Shibe just walks out with the BKB pop by Supreme. Lycan in trouble. 2k HP, 1k HP, gone. They will lose the Lycan. The Flash also on the run. Another death for the Oracle. Chicken fighters running them over. I don't know how they were able to pull off this kind of courage, but chicken fighters, they're pretty frisky chickens, man.
Radiant have fortified their tower.
You really do not want to be at the wrong end of this chicken. Let me tell you that. No, this patient play, all of this time that they bought, they have been so disciplined about it.
Look at Era.
No bounty hunter and on
Full
full
spot.
receiving
He
end, they're
jumps
trying
on
to
the
get-
back. He's got the Hex on the puck. The Aeon Disc will pop as well. At least they forced that away. They have the cheese remaining. Era will lose his life as Blink is trying to disengage Charlie. Will hunt him down with another haunt onto Future. Future losing his life as well. Supreme 605 on the Spectre. Destroying and dismantling right now. But all commendation there for Era. The aggressive Blink on the back line, getting the Blink Hex, popping the Aeon Disc off the puck.
That's what makes everything possible here. And in general, his positioning has been so good in all of these fights that they found ever since he had his Blink. But, you know, they've waited a long time to get the right fights. This is one of the things that I think Chicken Fighters does best out of all of these, like, tier 2, maybe tier 3 teams, if you want to call them that, is the patience they can display into flipping the game. And their aggression doesn't feel forced. After they find their timing, after they know that they're stronger, they can just flip that switch and play an aggressive game as if they weren't just behind for 25 minutes. And that's what I love to see, and that's exactly what they did here. It's been
I
beautiful.
agree, and I really like the way that you pointed out it doesn't feel like they're forcing anything, because it just looks so natural. The way that they're connecting, the coordination with what heroes they're going for, what's the priority, what's the kill order. It's just, it looks so easy from our point of view, the way that they're connecting these fights and getting everything right time after time again. And this puts No Bounty Hunter in an awkward spot because this is hurting their confidence a lot.
It is, yes, and they're over-engaging because of that confidence. They feel like they shouldn't be losing at this point of the game. Chicken Fighters have a very different opinion of that, and they're enforcing it right now. The damage output from this Lycan right now into both of these non-Spectre cores, so both the Viper as well as the Doom, both of them have plate mails right now. Full Shiva's guard over on the Doom. He doesn't deal that much damage. And then the Spec himself, of course, they'd rather not fight the Spectre because most of her damage output comes from getting hit. So unless you can kill her, you'd rather just ignore her. And that kills the backline.
Entaki works that aggressive blink, but they might just get Entaki instead. Looking for the Doom. He's canceling. He's bait canceling here. Oof. They're going to lose the Oracle again. Flash popped his ulti. There's the Doom on the puck. They waited for him, and they just set him up. They're losing the puck. They're losing the Oracle. Flash, he's standing his ground. He knows he's lost his life and his will to live. Chicken Fighter is still hunting for more. Low skill on the run. 50 seconds for Shapeshift to be up again. He's got his BKB, but there goes the Doom. 2 seconds for Blink. He spots him at the trees. BKB popped, and there's the teleport. And Future just TP'd in. Okay, I mean he's a hoodwink, so he'll be fine. Puck dead, fine, Oracle dead.
But... And No Bounty Hunter are getting dismantled right now. Chicken Fighters waited for the timings, waited for this mid-game damage of the Timber and the Puck to fall off, and now they're stepping pedal to the metal, and it's... You know, I've already praised them for that. You don't need to hear that again. So instead, I just want to say, No Bounty Hunter have got their work cut out for them. They need to make sure that the next time they fight, they have proper vision so that they can go on the backliner. Specifically, they need to get a hold of Era somehow. Once those disables are taken out of the fight, it's much like the Oracle and the Hoodwink over on the other side. It's a lot easier to maneuver. You can actually move your Timber, your Puck, your Lycan. You can move those heroes around the fight.
Yep.
But you need Era first.
And to
he
think
hasn't
about
been giving them a kill.
And to think about the fact that 10 minutes ago, the Wolf was knocking on your door. Now they're knocking on the Wolf's head. This game has turned completely upside down in favor of Chicken Fighters. And No Bounty Hunter just can't... They never got to high ground. They were never able to get that singular pick-off off of Chicken Fighters, hoping them to overextend even once to get a pick-off to push towards the tier 3 tower. Start looking for some racks, force some buybacks out. Losing Roshan contests. Nothing is going in their way. And right now they are in an almost impossible slump to come back from because their timer's over. This is only a one-way road from here unless Chicken Fighters make a massive mistake of maybe chain feeding. But Entaki does what he... This is the time for action. Like, no more time to hold back. They're pushing high ground, getting a bit of damage, forcing at least some rotations. But at the same time, beautiful play from Era. Absolutely beautiful. Just fantastic. They will get the Lycan, even if the Oracle ulti will save him. Flash will lose his life. Lycan dying here is probably the end of the game. They're just leaving him there, and they know he's dead. Charlie can't get the Blink TPs out. No, it's not exactly over here, but pretty much that seals the deal.
It seals the deal for the domination of Chicken Fighters. Now, No Bounty Hunter here can do what Chicken Fighters has showed us so well during the rest of this game, which is push out the side lanes, buy time to get to very important new items, like for example the BKB over on the, the Aghanims over on the Puck. Could do a lot of work for them. You could be looking for the BKB and the Eternal Shroud over on the Timber as well, make sure that you can tank it even more. But you're going to have to buy time for it now. And the period of demanding that space is absolutely over, and not a lot of teams can make that switch. Just like how it's hard to make a switch from waiting into aggression fluidly, I think it's even harder to make the switch from aggression into, well, our timing is over, let's try and see if we can salvage this game after we take 5 minutes to farm. It's even harder.
The best thing about this game, I think, is also that the Spectre is holding the gem, because he's unkilled this game. 9-0-7, no laning stage deaths, no mid-game deaths of being caught somewhere. Even got away from a 4-man gank by using Haunt and just TPing out in the hands of the Timbersaw. hasn't been killed at all, and probably won't be killed in this game, though. They forced the BKB TP from Supreme, but no Bounty Hunter. They need more than that. There's just nobody around. Chicken Fighters disengaging all around the map. They're all retreating towards the base. This is really a 100-meter hurdle. Who gets to the goal line first? And they will catch the Doom. He's forced on the high ground with the BKB popped. He's got Doom in 25 seconds. He also has a refresher. He's got double Doom available in just a few seconds. Blink, half HP, has a cheese, needs to get out. He's ticking lower and lower and using the cheese only for a half HP heal because of the vessel tick used on him by Peksu. Peksu, even this +5, Phoenix is at 3,000 HP. The Haunt comes flying for Flash is dead. They will take down Shibe. Blink is about to die. They're protecting the egg. Can't get it done. Can't kill the egg. Blink is dead. Spectre's haunting the... Or, well, haunting literally this hoodwink. And here comes Era. Quick Hex. Finger in the squirrel.
Turn her inside out. Make a nice pelt out of it. Assassination.
Zaki.
Succeeds.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Presumably
Something. Level 24, though. How's the day gone?
Just a little extra pop.
Yeah,
Level 25 is also coming up on the Spectre, so you're going to have either the extra dispersion. I imagine that's what she's going to go for to really make it impossible for this Lycan to ever fight her.
I also saw that Puck is going full magical build. No phase shift attack. Instead, spell amp, waning rift, and the right click talent. So I guess that's really just focusing on nuking one target instead of doing AoE damage. I don't think the AoE damage with the phase shift attack is really that good if you don't really actually do big impact with it, like full-on right-click build with Deso and Daedalus and stuff. That's like for the late game.
Yeah, and you'd like to have that in combination with a carry that indiscriminately hits everybody, like a Terrorblade, for example. Just like, alright, if you give 5 people minus armor, then he can hit everybody and kill them all. A Lycan is not like that. You're gonna go target by target.
Wish fulfilled.
Now sitting at 37 minutes, the landslide continues to roll in favor of the Chicken Fighters. They hit the 10k marker. They're at 15k almost in XP. Almost an impossible slide for the no Bounty Hunter squad to catch up, but it's not over if they get one successful team fight. That's all they really need. One good team
can
fight.
absolutely demolish their base.
Low skill. Needs to dodge this dagger. He does, but the smoke pops as well. He pops his ulti, gets bashed up by Charlie. Charlie just keeping sure that this Lycan ain't going anywhere. Pops his BKB. Shiba losing half of his HP, taking a lot of damage here. But the coil coming through as well. The Aghanim's coil, but can he get to the Doom? He can't get to him. He's in a spot. He can't right-click him at all, and Shiba will live. They will use the Oracle ulti, and the 2-man stun from the egg from Peksu.
Oh, no.
Keeping the Oracle, keeping the Puck, keeping the Lycan. Lycan down. Double kill for Supreme, and the Puck doomed up. Sibe will find another casualty. Triple kill for Supreme and make it a full-on team wipe if they catch Blink as well. Stunned up by Charlie. Nowhere to run. Beyond godlike. Team wipe. No Bounty Hunter wiped on the floor.
Incredible that Chibe manages to find that corner where he just can't get hit. Those little side steps can make all of the difference.
How did he get on that spot? That's like... I don't have any words.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
That was like absolutely fantastic because that allowed them to come back with the double dooms because they couldn't kill him. Just wow.
Bottom tower under fire.
You almost
I
went
have no
Scottish
words.
there, my friend.
I have absolutely no words for that because that was amazing.
Tower is being attacked.
Simply being in a spot where you can't get right clicked, and that's all. That's it. I mean, spider legs for the win.
Spider legs absolutely for the win.
Shibe trying to find a pickoff here in the deep. Finds Future. Future getting forced all the way back to the fountain. They will secure the bottom lane of Rax. They will take the mid lane as well. They can't get topped as a tier 2 up, but Chicken Fighters will go for that next. Roshan is also up. There's a refresher shard waiting.
They can have their pick of strategies now, and no Bounty Hunter can only do one thing. They have to go fight again. But this is not how to do it, my friends.
No, not Oracle first. No, hell no. That's not the way to go.
He has a buyback.
They were thinking probably maybe they're doing Roche. And yeah, he's going to buy back. Here comes Low Skill. Gets Abyssal plated right from the start. They know there's no Doom up for another 30 seconds. But they need to make it count. Flash coming in from the side. Trying to get the Lion out of the way. Lion 200 HP. Era needs to die. Blink gets him.
Got him.
They will lose the Oracle as well with the buyback coming in from Era. He will rejoin the fight as soon as he can. Timber dropping very low. He's got 300 HP. He will fall as well. Chicken Fighters, they're taking them all down. There's only 2 heroes remaining. They've killed the Lycan. They've killed the Timber. And there's nothing left. Chicken Fighters all the way to the base. Future getting chased up by Shibe. Another stun from the War Stomp, but he will scurry. Well, will camouflage himself on the spot. The dust coming in, but the GG will seal the deal. No Bounty Hunter. They're out, and Chicken Fighters continue to the next stage.
One of us has become too intimidated
Admirable
by the
attempt here by No Bounty Hunter. Really enjoyed their draft for this game, and I definitely do think that they could have pulled this one out if they would have been a bit more astute on finding the pickoffs that they needed, maybe risk the high ground more. But in general, you could really see the quality difference between the teams here. The discipline with which Chicken Fighters first holds back and then flips the switch into taking over the game after they know that the Lycan is running out of options and the other 2 cores are running out of damage. Yeah, that's the stuff I'd like to see from a team that wants to go far into these qualifiers, and I really like what Chicken Fighters has to offer so far.
They look good with the addition of Peksu into the team. Feel like they're much more coordinated. I know Peksu is a very loud man in a sense of how much information he keeps on delivering to his team. I remember we cast a game or a couple games last year, and he said, like, yeah, casting is easy, because usually if I'm playing a game, I do like 4 times more comms during 40 minutes. And I was like, okay, sure thing. Like, he really wants to make sure everything rolls as they do. So probably a big factor here as well for their team to be able to withstand. We talked about withstanding the storm, stretching the game far enough, getting rid of no bounty hunters, so-called power spike. Well, not exactly a power spike, but the window of opportunity when they were the strongest. And making their way through there. They never lost a single set of racks. They never lost a full-on team fight. They never actually even took a full-on team fight until they knew they were absolutely sure we're going to take this till the end. Just coordinated beautifully.
Very well done. I don't think that they'll get away with drafts like this versus the better teams. You're definitely going to get punished more for this kind of greed if you don't win the lanes hard enough. But versus No Bounty Hunter here, the discipline with which they played it out, beautiful.
Well, we're done with the first series of the day. Chicken Fighters continues on. No Bounty Hunter. We say goodbye to them in this tournament, and we shall return in a bit. We have a rolling schedule, thank God, so we won't have a long break. We will have a mediocre break as we return with the Brits versus the Czech team. Medium break. With the Brits versus the Czech into the breach versus Hippomaniacs is going to be coming after the break. So we'll meet you in a little bit.